doing, guys? Are you doing all right? Are you doing well? Are you doing good? Good. Here to go over a pre-stream from October 1st. Let's see. It is No One's Playing This Game Anymore. It's brought to us by MDP, or Markus's Daily Productions. And it goes over a variety of things. I don't think we're going to be here for the full 36 minutes of the pre-stream, but we're going to go over a couple of key points, especially apparently the population of a particular game that he was running on Salty Sundays was literally being carried on his back. He was the sole reason why people were playing it, just so they could have an opportunity to play him. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to go into that. Speaking of which, if you guys like the new intro for, it's new. The intro for these DSP Logic videos, then cool. The new segment had one, so I was like, man, I got to make one for the Logic one. So for DSP Logic, hopefully you guys like it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get on with the pre-stream, and here we go.
Okay, what's up, everybody? What's up? How's everybody doing? It is, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. It's October. Can you believe it? Can you believe it's freaking October, ladies and gents? I can't. I'm DSP. Welcome to my gameplay stream for today, my extended gameplay stream for today. Which is going to be the return of Salty Sundays with Ultra Street Fighter 2 today. It's been a while. It's been 3 weeks since I played Ultra Street Fighter 2, folks. This is a game that I played all summer, pretty much on a weekly basis. I enjoyed playing it. It's a game that, has a lot of nostalgia for me because it is a port or version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, my favorite fighting game of all time. It is far inferior to the arcade version of that game, by the way. They tweaked the game in many different ways to make it kind of stupid, put into characters that are completely unbalanced and overpowered in ranked play, which is ridiculous, but it's still fun for me. Being that it's the only playable version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo that's a modern version on consoles that anyone is touching. Now, folks, I've heard some bad news. I've actually heard that apparently...
Excuse me. Let me cut it for just a second. He took a break from that to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You guys all know that. And he, for the first maybe 2 weeks, some people debate that really the whole time he played it, basically the last 3 weeks, he had really good stream attendance. He was meeting or beating 1,000 almost daily. So, there you go on that. I was going to go over and do a video where we actually go over his gameplay for his fan, for like the, what is it, like the subscribers of his stream. But I can't remember who put it out. I'm not sure if it was Volt Boy who did it, but he actually had a couple matches with he had matches with a particular person, I guess one of DSP's friends, and it was uneventful. I'll just leave it at that. It wasn't anything that I felt that was worth your time. We'll see how the subscriber matches go. If it's any good, then maybe I'll go over it. If not, I'll leave it to Volt Boy and let him and his magic touch handle that. Also, I'm sorry, there's actually 2 other people who do edited type of content too that I watch. I'll leave it for them to do it. I'll try to put the links to all 3 of their channels in the description because I enjoy their channels and hopefully you guys do too. And anyway, so like I said, he was getting high views on the Marvel vs. Capcom, and DSP never going to give you up, so he stayed with that. But his heart and soul is with Street Fighter and whatnot, especially after all the complaining he did with Marvel. But anyway, apparently, Phil has much more influence than we thought. In the Street Fighter community, at least online, on the Switch, apparently, he was one of the pillars of that community. Who knew? So with that being said, let's get to his bad news. As it pertains to the video game, not pertains to that situation that he's so depressed about and we still haven't heard anything about yet. We may never find out about that, just to be honest. But, never say never.
Not a lot of people are playing this anymore. In fact, from what I'm going to understand, during the summertime, okay, when I was playing this on a weekly basis, from what I'm to understand, there were people who were playing it regularly to try to actually stay good at it to play me. And now that the summer's over and I haven't played it for 3 weeks, it was actually Atlas Telemon was in the stream chat the other day. And he's like, Phil, I was playing it along with you during the summer against all these people. And sadly, it looks like no one's playing it. Like, I was trying to play it last night. I couldn't find anybody. That's not good news. I'm hoping that today we can find players because I have been saying I was going to play this now for several days. And plus, it's the weekend, so you would think if people were going to play it, they would play it on the weekend, right? So I'm really hoping we can find matches because I really want to get one nice large session of this in, okay? Reason being, whenever I play Ultra Street Fighter 2, I record a ridiculous amount of matches, a ridiculous amount of videos. And this is good because this week, I'm taking time off from streaming for 4 days because, number one, there's no new releases this coming week that I'm interested in anyway. I don't care about Forza. And number two, because I need the time off. I need to recuperate so that I can come back strong with all the giant new AAA releases coming out this month. There's tons of new releases coming out in October, folks.
Come back strong. Okay. So first thing is apparently everybody, the majority of people up there, I won't say everybody, but the majority of people on the Switch were playing to have their shot at Phil, to go at the Evo champ. What? Oh, he only took fourth. Oh, well, who won that year, by the way? Takedo? Oh yeah, that's no surprise there. Actually, he took Evo this year, didn't he? In Street Fighter V, he beat who did he beat? He beat that one young kid, Punk. He beat Punk. Ah, okay. Actually, I'm happy for Takedo, man. Like he's been gunning for an Evo win for a while. I mean, he has one. He has a couple actually, but in recent years, I should say. Shouts out to Takedo. Anyway, my bad. Sorry. The fourth place winner of an Evo many years ago. Apparently, there have been people gunning for him, and people were looking to have his shot. What? Huh? I need to give him more credit. For what? He was the number one ranked U.S. player that year. Did any? What? Oh, I'm not gonna say that. He took fourth. That doesn't make him the number one ranked U.S. player in the world because he took fourth. How many people actually showed up that year? Isn't that the year that? You know what? We're not gonna get into that. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is that apparently the online Switch community was dependent on DSP, and he had to step away from the game. He had to go to Marvel. He had to get those views. And apparently, it collapsed in 3 weeks. 3 weeks without DSP's salt to be the foundation. It crumbled like Rome. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Well, with that being said, he's hoping to come back, breathe new life back into the community yet again, so he can fill his coffers with footage for his 4-day vacation. That vacation that he needs to recuperate, to revitalize himself. He does a lot for us, and this work is hard. It's tedious, strenuous even, and he needs to recover and be ready for the big releases coming up. Absolutely amazing. Let's continue.
So, that being said, folks, I really hope we can get matches, and I would love to have a bunch of matches in today. 30, 40, 50 matches. Now I could split it up to, say, 3 sessions or 3 uploading sessions of, say, 15 fights. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. I really hope that it goes smoothly and we get fights, without issue, but there may be some significant downtime between fights if really there aren't a lot of people playing this anymore. If that is the case, folks, feel free to chat with me in stream chat as we wait. Then maybe what ends up happening is we just...
Do they have to give you money first to do that, or can they just talk to you, I'm just curious. I'm just asking. Because, usually you don't interact. That's what they call it. That's what they call it, right? Interacting. Okay, you don't actually interact with your chat unless they pay you. So is it going to be free? Was it like the half price subs for Twitch? Are you going to give them like a discount for talking to you? I'm just curious. Your time must be valuable if you feel the need to charge people. So that's all I'm saying. That's all. Just asking. Just
talk a little bit between the matches. I guess we'll find out, right? So that is the goal for today. One big meaty session of Ultra Street Fighter 2. Now, as you notice, I'm streaming early. I've been streaming around 12:30 p.m. every day.
That's not early. I mean, sorry, that's early for you, but that's not early. What happened to what was it? Beginning of 2016? You said you were gonna try to start streaming at 11 o'clock. Your time, I mean. So, since when has 12:30 been early for anything? Jesus Christ! I know people who drink before 12:30. Yeah, actually, I know, I know a lot of people who drink before 12:30. So how's that early? Is the point I'm trying to make. Jesus Christ.
Okay, till about 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be streaming early today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. So three more straight days in order to get in a little bit of extra footage every single day so that I have these videos to upload.
Okay, so he starts his vacation tomorrow. So I was right about that. I think it's from the 4th to the 8th.
While I'm on break this week, okay? When I'm not live streaming later this week. Alright, so we'll see what happens. It's October. I can't believe it's October. I mean, seriously. The summer, I'll be honest, the summer seemed like it took forever. The summer was slow, right? It just seemed like it was dragging on. There were no new releases for this extended period of time of 2 months. It was from like mid-June to mid-August. There were no new releases. And even though I did some fun stuff during the summer, like my Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin run, my Red Dead Redemption playthrough, my Sonic Marathon, where I played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, then Sonic Mania, it was still like, damn. And then all of...
And then you lost Leanne, you almost lost your house, you got doxxed, or you got hacked, sorry, you got hacked. Yeah, it's been a pretty fun summer for you, Phil. I gotta say, it's been a pretty fun summer. I mean, I guess you could say that one of the major detractor groups was taken down. That's neither here nor there. I guess it was a pretty eventful summer for you. I wouldn't say it was fun. I'd say it was eventful though. I mean, you gotta admit, there's not too many people who get hit with the type of tragedies that DSP does in such a short amount of time. It's either DSP or nothing, to be honest.
So, boom, September hit, and there were...
Oh, and then he went on his spider genocide. Remember, you gotta remember that. He was killing them left and right. Yeah, it was a pretty eventful summer, I gotta say.
So much going on. There were so many releases and everything. Dude, September passed in a heartbeat, in a blink of an eye. It was so quick. It was awesome, though. I mean, I had a lot of fun during September. I hope you guys did, too. And it was a good month. Games-wise, it was a good month. Streaming-wise, YouTube went up slightly, which I expected. We all expected YouTube would go up because we're starting to get the better ads, right?
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, too. You gamed the system on your Patreons in August. You did it again in September and actually met the goal. What else did you do, by the way? Yeah, I guess those were those two things. You played Patreon pretty well. Oh, you recently, I'm going to do a video on that. You recently let it out the bag that you make over $1,000 a month off YouTube alone, which we had speculated that anyway, but confirmation is pretty good. So with that being said, if you guys haven't seen the new Tevin video, I will actually put the link of that in the description. I haven't watched it yet myself, but I will. But I have been sent like little bites of it, I guess. Like some people like took little bits for my ongoing series on what Phil makes. Apparently, Phil is maxing out at about $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Which, to be honest with you, I was being generous with $4,000, but he could be making up to $6,000 a month. Wow. So with that being said, Phil, yeah, all that support really came in handy. I got to tell you, it's amazing.
In particular, actually, right now, October is when some of the best advertisements of the year should be running in October, starting this month. So big money on YouTube to be made starting this month.
Is that despite the fact what PewDiePie did recently? I mean, well, not just PewDiePie. Who was it that turned against them? H3 Productions, or at least Ian. I mean, they kind of took a shot at him too. I mean, and then they got exposed for that drunken podcast they had. If Phil, I mean, who am I to say? Phil knows the business, so let's let him have it.
Now, will that affect me? I don't even know. I mean, the good news is this month there's 6 huge releases everyone wants to see me play. The bad news is, my YouTube channel is pretty much an archive at this point. I disabled comments because all the comments on my videos were just nasty shit. And honestly, the viewership...
Okay, so you disable the comments. Actually, I should let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
...that I used to get is not there anymore. It's not. It's dwindling.
Actually, let's go back. Let's go back just a second. Let's bring that back.
Boom. September hit, and there was so much going on. There were so many releases and everything. Dude, September passed in a heartbeat, in a blink of an eye. It was so quick. It was awesome, though. I mean, I had a lot of fun during September. I hope you guys did, too. And it was a good month. Games-wise, it was a good month. Streaming-wise, YouTube went up slightly, which I expected. We all expected YouTube would go up because we're starting to get the better ads, right? In particular, actually, right now, October is when some of the best advertisements of the year should be running in October, starting this month, so big money on YouTube to be made starting this month. Now, will that affect me? I don't even know. I mean, the good news is this month there's 6 huge releases everyone wants to see me play. The bad news is, my YouTube channel is pretty much an archive at this point. I disabled comments because all the comments on my videos were just nasty shit. And honestly, the viewership that I used to get is not there anymore. It's just not. It's dwindling. And I know that, but I also know there's no way to save the channel because YouTube has changed so many times, and the channel has just been so affected by negative nonsense that I can't control that, there's nothing that I could do. So, even though normally I would have a big increase in income at the end of the year here, I don't even know if I'm going to see it, which kind of sucks. I hope it will. Because hopefully, I would see a little bit of an increase and it would help me out. Because as you know, early in the year, typically, next year, there will be nothing for like a month. Usually January is dead as shit, and YouTube is terrible in January. Ad revenue is garbage in January, so here's hoping, right?
Okay, so let me cut it. So, alright, I have a video coming out too about the archive channel. Actually, like I said, what's today, the 3rd? I think I said today's the 3rd. Actually, that video should be dropping today. Hopefully you guys find that amusing. But, yeah, so you have that situation. Okay, I get it. So, I mean, I guess you could run that back to what happened with the whole copyright strike situation. Granted, and I'm going to be honest with you, Phil, I don't believe that Machinima told you to delete what is somewhere between 300 to 600 videos. I think you panicked. I mean, even if allegedly you were actually set up the whole time with all of that fan art just so they could come back at you, because the debate on that is still raging, and the more people debate about it, it's getting more and more interesting. Shouts out to dude who sent me the Kiwi forms, who linked me to Kiwi forms, by the way. I appreciate that very, very much. So expect a lot of videos off that later. But it's obvious that you took a major blow, even though the channel was in decline before you deleted all those videos. Then you didn't really do much to help yourself on that front, being that you lashed out at your fans and supporters. Then this whole thing about the comment section, you were deleting comments there for a while. You can deny it all you want, but let's be honest, Phil. This isn't Twitch. We all know that you were moderating your comment section and deleting stuff you didn't want to see, or just blocking people outright. Now you eliminated the whole comment section, which now you're saying is, oh well, that's killing your views. Granted, your views were in decline regardless, but most people actually come to your videos for the views, for the comment section. Let's be honest. As toxic as it may or may not have been, you eliminate one of the more entertaining aspects of your videos, which is the comment section. What you think was going to happen? Yeah, you might have dropped the ball there. With that being said, though, I think what the plan was, in my personal opinion, is you were planning on killing off DSP Gaming the moment, even before you killed off KO Gaming. I think once Twitch started to really pick up and you could come up with the whole guilt trip thing off Patreon, you were ready to kill DSP Gaming off. And it's easy for you because, as you've said before, hey man, I can go ahead and do just the regular old school reviews. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not even doing those anymore. But you could have done the old school reviews and then just add it to the end of a game stream after you finish that game, whatever game that you're playing at the time, and then just tack it on, chop it up, and just throw it on YouTube. You're still going to go ahead and shamelessly throw up just literally batches upon batches of just bullshit clips or content, if you want to call it that, onto YouTube. But Twitch is where the money's at, obviously. And even though you may be doing all right, it's debated on how much you're making. Yet again, like I said, some people think you're making somewhere in the ballpark at about $2 to $3 grand a month off Twitch. I'm still holding out as one of the people believing that in August, you said August was a big month for you, and you know it's your best month of streaming to date, and you're expecting that big payday. Something telling me it's not going to be as big as you think it is. I'm sure Leanne can contest to that, and you're gonna end up coming back in full begging mode for the holidays. So that's just my opinion. You heard it here first. But that's neither here nor there. you're not doing much to really help YouTube. And it's funny because you fought so hard to keep it, you know, for all those years. You said it was a business and you asked for this, that, and the third. You got business loans. I'll be touching on that later on. Just as Tyrone will be with Leanne later. There's a lot of you fought hard for YouTube, except for the machinima situation and deleting all those videos, treating your fans like decent human beings. You've made some blunders, but to drop all of that for Twitch and whatnot, and turning DSP Gaming into an archive channel, I'll tell you this right now. Even though, like I said, that $6,000 a month sounds real good, real good. What's that? 72,000 a year? Am I right about that? Yeah, that'd be 72,000 a year, if that's true. Boy, I gotta tell you, with Patreon slipping the way it is, and especially with the debate that you're lying about how much about meeting the goal, because some people have you locked in at right at the $800, well, $834. Somebody, I think last time someone sent to me, but there are some people that said that you actually did make the goal. Some people that said that you actually made your 13 and some change, and then after, Patreon takes its cut, you're right at the 12. So that's up in the air. So I'll just throw both cases out just to kind of speak my point. You didn't do much to save YouTube, is what I'm trying to say. You're kind of known for monkey barring, going from one to another, from one thing to another thing to another thing, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope you don't completely destroy DSP Gaming, because if you do, and Twitch don't work, it's the end for you. Like I said, the proverbial coffin, as I've been doing lately in my videos, is going to be set, and then all we got to do is throw you in the ground. You know, not figuratively, but you know what I mean.
I guess we'll find out. But yeah, so a good September that passed by really quick, and now we're heading into the busiest time of the year. So today, I'm going to be doing Ultra Street Fighter 2 on stream. I'm going to be uploading Ultra Street Fighter 2 matches, and later tonight I'll be uploading some more Marvel matches. So it's going to be all fighting game stuff on my DSP Gaming channel today. Tonight I'll be doing the weekly preview. And ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, big news. It is 100% official now. We hit the funding goal for September for Patreon. And I am going to be doing the Halloween Horror Marathon. In fact, we hit it in a big way, boom. I was afraid that a bunch of people's pledges may have been declined, and therefore we weren't going to hit the funding goal for September. Only 3 people's pledges were declined. Let me repeat myself, folks. Only 3 people had their pledges declined. I think it was like $15. That is unprecedented. That is 100% unprecedented. I've never had a month where so few people were declined. So basically what happened was people must have heard that I said the only way we're going to not hit the goal is if people's pledges were declined, and they probably went in and made sure that all their info was correct. So that's awesome.
So, wait. So okay, DSP, like, let's be honest, Phil. Your word is not law. It may have just been by happenstance that everybody made sure it went through. Especially since, and I think I say this with a bit of clarity, that some of the people who donated last month may have actually, and I know it would sound unbelievable for me to say this, and unbelievable to even believe, but the fact that they probably donated a little more this month to make sure the goal was hit. Your fans, your supporters, I should say, actually fit that MO. The whole thing that you didn't have anybody, decline, you only had 3 of them, I should say, I'm sorry, good for you. As for you thinking your word was law and all of a sudden people started to rush into the situation, I don't know. You did, I think you announced it on Twitter, that if they go ahead and make a pledge and then immediately change it for the following month, it would, it was something about being charged recurrently month after month after month if they decided to make a big pledge. I don't know if that had something to do with if that messed with Patreon's algorithm or whatever the case may be, but that certainly came through for you in a very big way. Lucky you. But I mean, come on, you can stop. This isn't the pre-stream where you can jerk yourself off. I think you just got lucky. Or your fans just who threw up their good money last month just really made sure they got what they paid for this month. Even though, if the 2 games that I'm hearing you're going to play are really going to happen, it was going to turn out to be a waste either way. Well, we'll see.
That's freaking awesome. So, we hit the goal. I'm doing the marathon. What I'm actually going to do tonight is, since only 3 people were declined, I mean, holy shit, right? Well, I'm going to message everyone tonight on Twitch. Actually, on Twitch, oh my god. On Patreon, excuse me. And I'm going to tell them, hey, we hit the goal. This is great. Give me your info. Let's get this stuff going. Let me get you upgraded and everything as soon as I can. So, yeah, hopefully this week everyone will be sending me their info. And then by next weekend, I can start getting those upgrades going so that maybe by, say, mid-October, everyone can start nominating games. And then what we'll do is that 1 week before Halloween, everyone will vote on the nominations to determine what games I'll be playing during the Halloween Horror Marathon, okay? So, this is great news. Very excited, very pleased. Thank you to everyone who did pledge to my Patreon in the month of September. I'm obviously very grateful. That's money that, I'm not even kidding you. This morning I checked and it said, oh, okay, this was charged. I immediately withdrew the funds to my PayPal, and now it's got to go to my bank account, which takes about a day, and it goes right to bills. But boom, gone.
And see, here's the thing. He pushes this constant narrative of that, right? So if every dime, especially let's say Patreon, for example, goes straight to bills, I mean, how are you in a financial situation when it seems like you're literally giving every red cent you have every month? You can't be behind on payments. You can't. I mean, you can, but it depends on what you're not paying. I mean, paying 2 mortgages, paying $400 allegedly in internet, and whatever other bills that you've been paying lately is really stacking up, and possibly Leanne hush money. That's obviously not true. I made that up, but it sounds good though. It sounds good that you're paying Leanne hush money. Because with that being said, let me digress for just a second. I may have another Leanne video in the works. I might, which means I probably do. I'm just not done with it yet. But have any of you guys wondered why we haven't heard anything from Leanne/Panda Lee yet? We haven't heard a word from her, not a peep out of her. How many months has it been? She left in what, June? Before June, maybe? Let's say June. And we, like I said, we haven't heard much from her at all. And it makes you wonder, I'm sure Tyrone's, doing right by her. But the fact that she hasn't come out and decided to just drop the dime on Phil, maybe that's a respect thing. Maybe because she just doesn't want to get tied up with him. She started over. She's happy with that. Maybe she's still living in the house and they're keeping on the hush-hush. Maybe, as I had said before, maybe Phil's paying her off every month, keep her quiet. Maybe he's constantly buying soap. I don't know. Interesting. Expect a video of that on that in the future, though. I'm very curious on why we haven't heard anything from her. I'm not really that curious, but I'll still make a video on it.
That's how the serious situation I'm in is. Whatever I get, I gotta put it right to the bank account for bills right away. So thanks for that. That's definitely gonna help. Okay. Now, during my time off coming up this week, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit up the local Halloween stores. Usually there's at least 2. Usually there's one called Spirit of Halloween, and then sometimes there's another one. And I will check out what kind of costumes they have. I might even take some pictures of ideas that I have. And based on what I see that they have at the Halloween stores, I will generate a poll of certain genres. Maybe it'll be video games, pop culture, television, movies, classic horror, stuff like that. And that poll will go live sometime this month on my forums. And patrons from September will be voting on what genre of costume I'll be dressing up in for Halloween. Okay? And then later this month, I'll obviously go back and buy the costume. So.
Wait a second. How can you guarantee that costume will be there when you come back? Because I think that was one of the main points that you were trying to advocate in August Patreon, that hopefully that they can hit the goal in August so you could get to the Halloween store ASAP, hopefully get the choices lined up just as you said now, and hopefully get them voting on it so you can get it right away so you don't have to lapse over just in case it's not there. You don't have to pick something else. Now you're doing it again at literally within that month and almost at its peak. Seems like a dangerously close time to be trying to do something like that. But they call this DSP logic for a reason. So good luck with that, Phil.
It should be fun.
Actually, good luck to his patrons is really what I should be saying.
Should be fun and interesting, and I'm very excited for the Halloween marathon now that we know what's going to happen. Now, not to jump the gun, folks, okay, but there will be a Patreon goal for this month. What is it going to be? Well, I have 3 ideas.
Jesus Christ, like you haven't gotten enough money out of these people yet. Oh my Christ. Oh, Phil. I'll give you this. You keep your eye on the prize. I gotta say, as grimy as I think it is, and it's very grimy, by the way. The hustle for you never stops at all. You work harder to get your fans and supporters money than they probably do to earn it. I gotta say, it's damn sure impressive, man. It's damn sure impressive. We hit the Patreon goal. You guys will be able to decide on the next costume. Let's get right to next month, because there is let's get right to this month, because there is a Patreon goal this month. It is the first, and trust me, like the IRS, I'm coming. Oh, good shit, Phil.
Yes, here's the 3 ideas, one of which I don't think we can do this month, but let me give you the 3 ideas. Number 1 would be a multiplayer event, meaning if you pledge during this month, okay, what'll happen is, next month, November, you'll register on the forums, you'll get into the event, and post up, say, oh, I want to play these multiplayer games with Phil. The games that will be eligible will be as follows. Probably Destiny.
Here, let me stop for a second. And I know I'm answering my own question when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. How come, if you're going to throw money at this man to play a game, especially in like a multiplayer game, why can't, the supporters of Patreon actually choose the games? And I mean, they actually send in the recommendations for the games, and not games that Phil just wants to choose, which he'll end up rage quitting, or quitting early, or just generally not have, or just basically veto and pick another game that he wants to play anyway. Like, why hasn't, and I'm sure some of you guys have said it, and then probably immediately got banned off his forums, but why haven't you guys pushed that narrative? I don't, it is your money, but at the same time, it is your money. You should want it to be spent in a way that you feel that is, beneficial to you guys as the patrons, right? Maybe? No? Okay, just thought I'd ask.
2, although it sucks because Destiny 2 you can only do 4-player parties, which really sucks. But
no, it doesn't, because that just allows him better control over the situation. That's why he doesn't play Call of Duty.
Hey, it's a multiplayer game. I know a lot of people bought it, so probably Destiny 2. Possibly Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, although I really don't like the game. I may consider doing that.
Really? Because you seem to love the views. I'm just saying. You did get chosen for that whole Twitch purposely chose you for some new thing that they're rolling out, and you, DSP, was picked for that. Now, I don't necessarily discount you, but I can't necessarily believe you all the way either. But and more importantly, I doubt that you're the first person. I doubt that a streamer who is, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, but I feel that I'm right in saying it, who's not in the top 100 on Twitch, was chosen to on some type of experimental, more interactive stream function, whatever the case may be. You're not in the top 100, I guarantee it. So why were you chosen? I think they chose the big guys, but I think they probably sprinkled it around to a few other people too, just to give it. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I don't think it's as exclusive as you think it is, or as you try to tell everybody else. But that's just me.
But now you have to think about the new multiplayer games coming up that everyone's going to be buying, including Call of Duty World War II, right? Star Wars Battlefront 2. Those are 2 ginormous games that everyone's going to want to play online.
That
right?
you're going to fail miserably at.
I'll say Overwatch, because Overwatch is a game that's a holdover that everyone always wants to play.
You say it's a holdover, but you very rarely play it. I mean, granted, you're bad at it anyway, which is kind of your niche. But you've almost refused to play Overwatch. So why would that even be a choice? And that, and more importantly, I would say at least amongst your fan base, to a degree, Overwatch has slowed down. So, and you know that, but you just threw it out there just so they have the illusion of choice. GG's. In the words of Almighty Tim.
And then, you know, there's some other possibilities. Keep in mind some of the games I had this year, like Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. I'm not going to buy Fortnite, but I am going to get the free version. What is it called? Battleground or whatever. And I'm going to be playing that tomorrow, actually. So, if that has the capability of doing multiplayer that you can set up with friends, I would consider doing that as well. So, that being said, folks, a multiplayer event. And what will happen is if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon, you get in on this event and you'll be able to choose what games you want to play with me. And what I'll do is I'll schedule it out probably in December, because November, a lot of these games aren't coming out until late November, alright? So it wouldn't make sense to actually hold the event in November. I'd probably do it in December when things are slow, and when people typically have more time to play anyway. And it would be, you know, big chunks of time where I'll be just be doing multiplayer gameplay with patrons. I did this last year. It was... Now,
I might be jumping the gun a little bit, but at the same time, aren't you the person who said that you weren't sure because of this elaborate situation that's going on that you cannot speak of, and you need all this support on, emotional support, I guess, must be code for something. Didn't you say that you weren't even sure if you were going to be there in 3 months? So why are we tossing all this money at you again? Just out of curiosity? Like, why is this necessary? I mean, you're making some pretty ambitious type of plans for someone who has said it himself that he doesn't even know if he'll be here in 3 months. I just think you need to be a bit more consistent with the con. I mean, with your transparency. I'm sorry, with your transparency. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Very successful. People really liked the event, and we're actually hoping that I would bring it back. But then I got so wrapped up in other stuff this year, I never really had an opportunity to do it for months. I think it was very early this year I had an event like this, but I haven't done it in a long time. So that is one that I'm considering doing as a patron goal. But the thing is, if I did that as the goal for October, I don't know how successful it would be, especially if I'm not going to be doing the matches in the event till December. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. Number two, I want to do a Player Unknown's Battlegrounds event, where I want to do a marathon of Player Unknown's Battlegrounds for like a 7+ hour marathon. Now the problem with this is, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds right now is PC only. It's huge, it's popular. In fact, for a limited amount of time, it actually became the biggest game played on Steam, but then it got overtaken again. The problem is, we don't know when it's going to come out for console. It's supposed to come out for Xbox One by the end of this year. We've been promised by the game developers it will be coming out by the end of this year on Xbox One, but there's no release date. And because there's no release date, that sucks, right? Because it means we don't know what's going on with it. We don't know exactly when to expect it. And not knowing that, I can't say, like, let's say I did it for my October goal. We hit the goal. Great, we're going to do this Player Unknown's Battlegrounds Marathon. Very excited. But then I can't tell you when I'm doing the goal. When are we doing the event? I don't know. Whenever it releases. Right? That sucks. It sucks that I can't play, stream, and record, in high quality anyway, games on my PC. I've tried it. It doesn't work. Especially games that have, like, graphics that aren't just simplified. You know, if I'm playing indie games or whatever, and they're 8-bit pixels and shit. Yes, that I can do. But sadly, I'm not able to do more complex games. They just don't work. It chops up. Gets a very, very crappy frame rate. So, it sucks. I want to play this game. I want to do it as a goal. I might do this as the goal for October because I really don't know. I don't think I can do the multiplayer event. But I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this event. Okay?
Now, do you guys see the narrative there? What Phil's going to do, and... Alright, sorry guys. It actually cut itself off. My bad on that. Anyway, it allows him to push as much of the content that he wants to push while essentially getting away with their money. And like I said, and that's because of the whole leapfrogging situation. The further he can push a Patreon goal back that he's already been paid for, the better. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, there wasn't really anything else, to be honest with you, that I felt that was necessary in all this. So, like I said, I apologize. It's very possible that, depending on if I can get the cut properly, this should just segue through. And so we should be right at the 40, 43, 44 minute mark. We'll see, neither here or there. But yeah, sorry about that. My initial cut off, and now you're hearing me come in. It should be a seamless transition, but sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Well, anyway, guys, so that's the end of the pre-stream. Didn't even go through all of it, but we didn't need to. I really just wanted to hit the Street Fighter situation. Because he's such a pillar in the community, and then his Patreon goal, and then his explanation for future Patreons. That's pretty much it. To be honest, yet again, for him to be making plans like that when he's really stuck in limbo with his situation that he can't talk to nobody about, and he's dying to tell us because he wants to be transparent, but yet he can't tell us. It's just more nonsense. Neither here nor there, though. All right, guys. So this is the end of the video, and I'll see you guys for the next one.
Kick it 360. I can't do it on this pad now for some reason. I used to be able to.
Win.
Can't do it now. Oh, a nice troll chair. Thanks for the $1 troll. Enjoy your band, stupid. Pathetic troll cheer.